Press record! Fuck! Cairo just literally goes to me, don't you dare press the intro button without hitting record. Then he comes over and presses the intro button and didn't press record, which is something you're guilty of doing every bloody week now. Okay.
That little violin is playing.
Okay, I've got it out of my system. Look.
But that's because there was like 6 episodes where I went to push thing and you were like, and I'm like, I'm not even sitting yet.
Yeah.
So that's how revenge works.
Okay.
That's
hearing
spiteful.
you. Respecting what you're saying.
Prettycast episode 19.
How's it going?
Hey, mate, I'm well.
Oi, my friend said to me the best quote the other day. He's having trouble talking to girls.
Naturally.
And this other guy was like, put your faith in the howdy. Trust the howdy. And I was like, what about g'day? And he was like, nah, the howdy. Howdy.
The howdy's good.
It's an icebreaker.
I'm working it out because it's not typical. It's not aggressive, but it's catchy, and it's not trying to be anything. It's not. It's howdy.
No.
That's how you're doing.
It's
in
relatable.
short, right? Yeah. It's not even saying hi. It's like howdy. And if you were to be like hi, you'd be like, well, I mean,
What do you reckon howdy is shortened?
how you doing?
How you doing? Yeah, howdy. How you?
so Aussie.
How are you doing? Howdy. What? How did they get there?
Because
How did they get to howdy?
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Howdy. How you doing?
Howdy.
How you doing?
Because we just naturally take the English language here in Australia and condense it down into
But I
just
mean, they
a syllable.
bastardize it everywhere. Don't you reckon? I
I don't know. I don't speak Portuguese, so I've never been to Brazil
English.
and
I'm
asked
talking
them.
about English though, like
You're right, mate.
Americans.
Hello,
Well, then
Poppet.
there's like Scottish people. That's like, whoa.
How do they
How
say
did
it?
you get? Oh, I don't.
How you doing, mate?
No,
they
but
really
like,
aggressive,
just
or?
how did their words get to like? How did the words start being pronounced like that? Who started rolling their R's?
Yeah.
Like that.
In what part of the continent did their tongues not develop like the rest of the world?
Yeah.
Like, why do they automatically roll and other people that speak a slightly different English don't roll?
I can't roll my R's.
You can't?
No, I can't.
Can you do that?
At 8. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Oh, kind of. I can
Yeah.
do that other one as well.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
People can do some funny things, can't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
My
can you do that's funny?
Oh, not that funny. No, but my favorite of The Office moment is this guy is he's like ties the cherry stem in his mouth, and then Dwight's like, "Yeah, that's not impressive. The trick is to untie it." He puts it in his mouth and unties it in his mouth.
I haven't met anyone who can do the cherry. To be fair, though, I haven't necessarily been going out and
Of my way to
testing
find
people that I know as to. I do know someone who can lick their elbow though, and I
Yep.
think that's weird.
I've met someone that can do that too, and it's very bizarre.
Yeah,
Because
might be the same person we're talking
potentially, but when you can lick your own elbow, or when you can't lick your own elbow, and you know that you're not capable of achieving that, and you
Why
see
would you
that
try?
one person do it, you're like, you really pushed that, didn't you?
about. Yeah.
They either.
I wonder what's different about their bone structural makeup that means that they can get their elbow to their tongue.
Yeah.
Is it getting your tongue to your elbow or your elbow to your tongue?
Oh, that's chicken and egg shit right there.
I don't know.
That's a dooze.
That's a dude.
I think for some people it would be either or, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. I reckon there's two camps there. Mm-hmm. And then there's the third camp who just don't try.
Yeah.
And that's fine. You don't need to lick your elbow.
Sometimes I don't try a lot.
And the other thing about being able to lick your own elbow is that the elbow is called the weenus. So if you're licking your own weenus, that's a choice. Yeah, right. So we've done howdy, we've done elbow licking. What else is happening in the world? Tell me about that koala mattress you got beef with.
Oh, I don't know if I can.
Or are you waiting to see if you can get another free one before you...
No, I used to do the voiceover for it.
Murky waters right now, eh?
I love my mattress.
Yeah, I am a big fan of koala.
Huge fan. No, I think I've been having some back issues at the moment. I think honestly, I think I blamed the mattress, but I truly know that it's my own fault.
Lack of sleep.
No, it's just my own fault. It's because I stopped going to the gym for about 2 months now, and my body is just withered away, and my muscles.
Doesn't take much for you, no.
Yeah, and when that happens, my ribs just get a bit like they always just go out of place. Like
You know
I always
why?
dislocate my rib.
I reckon it's because you're taller than you're supposed to be.
Okay, where
Because
am
I should have been taller than you.
yeah, okay.
So this is
So this is beef.
more of an ego
I was
thing.
like, sorry, I'm a vegetarian. Leave me out of it.
Yeah.
I am just the height that I am. I don't think I'm abnormally tall. I just think you're a bit short.
Yeah. No, I just reached perfection a little earlier.
Yeah, totally. And
Yeah.
you're still growing.
Yeah, all the time. Fluctuating. Yeah, so we've been going through all sorts of things the last few weeks, I guess, and months with end of COVID, middle of COVID, potentially still even starting. We don't really know, but we've been writing some tunes. We've been writing some bangers. We wrote a top line the other week that we think's
did.
pretty spicy. We're going to lay it down over one of our tunes. And it's been a bit tricky kind of navigating all this kind of...
Yeah, we'll be recording it next month. I
We
think.
released an EP during a time when you can't do shows to tour and showcase the EP, which has been a very interesting process because both of us were releasing music prior to COVID, and we were playing gigs, touring, doing all sorts of things, you know, within Australia, and it's just kind of been a very fascinating kind of other side of the spectrum coin, if you will, that now you're a major way for bands and other things to, you know, get the album on the road and get it into people's things was doing shows.
Yeah.
And now you've got to kind of come up with a whole new way of really finding a way to market that.
a new roadmap.
Oh.
And that interesting though. I feel like I know a few more people that have been getting signed though lately to record deals, which is a strange concept because you would think that without that money or that as an income, that labels would be less inclined to be signing new acts at the moment because they. Is that a thing? I thought that maybe because like...
Depends on the deal.
Yeah, I suppose it depends on... Fuck, I don't even know how much would Dua Lipa be making off royalty sales. You know what I mean?
She never needs to do a thing again.
Yeah.
That's the thing. When you're in the Dua Lipa
Dua
sphere,
Lipa.
when you're up there and it's just... Again, back to the sort of... this is a different conversation. But, you know, algorithmically, playlists like... I mean... Obviously, it's top quality and to begin with, so there's no faulting.
But it's also about muscle power. Like they have the ability to get big labels have the ability to get their artists on.
Well, it's a snowball. It is a snowball.
But not having gigs right now is so.
But she never had gigs.
Yeah, she did. She did gigs. She hadn't done like a big world tour yet. Although I think she had. She's not an overnight sensation.
I'm not saying that she didn't do gigs, but like. She wasn't like since the actual explosion over the last 2 to 3 years of making her since I'm not sure if it was the Martin Garrix song In the Name of Love that
she had an album out before that, but I don't know. I don't know enough about her blowing up. Yeah, like I would say that she.
She would have been doing this for a while. Yeah, she would have been playing shows.
She's also.
But what I'm saying is, a lot of those songs did super well because there were like syncs and other things that she can sit in that pocket and go, I can hold out on the gigs and then do the stadium tour at the right time.
Oh, 100%.
That's another way that they do it. You kind of hold off. You don't take the shows.
But
you release the content, which is superb.
Our whole plan of attack with Pretty Weren't They All. The thing that I was most excited about was doing gigs. Like,
well, that's where the energy would be for our product
type of music.
So it's kind of
also it's like,
hang on a sec.
Wow.
That's the get fucked, Kent. Corona can get fanked. On the phone. That would be a good one to jam out to live, wouldn't it? That'd be fun.
I really want to sing that one.
Rock that one out.
You call me up just to bitch and moan. Subtlety is not your suit.
It's time you take a different route.
Yeah, that was a fun one to write.
It was a good blend actually of us, that
Get
EP.
fucked, Kent. Yeah, it was.
Get fucked, man.
Yeah, it actually was. It was a good collab.
Yeah, collab.
Yeah.
Okay, this is pretty funny. How funny was it? So with the re-uploading of the single-use plastic.
Oh my God.
We had an absolute mare of a time trying to sort this out. We originally uploaded that bad boy through TuneCore.
Wait. But tell them what we're talking about. It was a single-use plastic Cairo remix of my Pearl the Girl song. And I uploaded it through like one distribution company with TuneCore, and they couldn't put Cairo, list Cairo as the artist. Anyway, we went round and round in circles, hit up a second distribution company, released the song, then had to pull it. Then finally, 24 hours out from the second time that it was going to be released. And I look at DistroKid, which is a distribution company that I ended up going with because I fucking hate TuneCore. And it says single-use plastic Cairo remix. Remix? I'm like, oh!
REMIK.
Ah!
We were like, at that point, we were like, you know what? Fuck it. It's the Cairo remix. It's not even a remix anymore. It's just the remix.
Oh my gosh. Thankfully,
They must have changed it really
I was
quickly.
super close to pulling it down because I just think that would have looked so bad. I mean, we can laugh about it now, but if that was on my page, I would actually care about that.
But the fact that a distribution would even let that go through, are you sure you want to release it as
a remix?
No one does that. Unless it was Cairo remix Mick.
Yeah, unless we did it on purpose, but we did it.
Yeah.
We could have tried to make something of it, saved it, but we didn't have to, thankfully, because they fixed it.
Very steep learning curve.
They couldn't help me with anything up until then.
And this is the thing about and we're not just talking about distribution right now. I'm going to talk about every company in bloody anywhere. They don't want to talk to you on the phone. They don't want to help you. They'd rather you email them so that they can get back to it in an appropriate amount of time,
or just send
ignore it, or send generic canned answers because I have a specific issue. I want to explain it
and talk to a person.
To you in person. If I have to send this stupid paragraph by paragraph novel trying to tell you exactly what the issue is with you, not me, with you as a company, I cannot believe that I get canned answered responses about one section of a 13-question email. Now, I try to keep those emails brief, to the point, not 13 paragraphs long. But when you've got holes in your fucking programs and they're evident, it pisses me off. Sorry, I got really up there. To no extent that I just can't call you. I don't even care if it's a third world country call center at this point. The fact that you would have one would be a starting point for basic communication when you are trying to ask me to buy something or use your service. The height of rudeness.
I love it.
I mean, honestly.
Can we do a Cairo grinds your gears segment from now on?
You have no idea.
You got no idea. What else
grinds that gear?
What else grinds that gear? Have you got another gear to grind?
Sometimes they need to be thrown at me and I'll get worked up about it.
Yeah,
Sometimes
fair.
I can probably
I'm so sick of people trying to help me when I'm changing a tire.
Like, fuck chivalry. I don't want your chivalry.
I have a goal in life, and that is to be able to change my tire and just sort my own car issues
self-dependent.
out. Yeah, girl.
Yeah.
I can do it myself.
Yeah.
I don't need a man to make me happy. I get up being free.
Siblings. Hey.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's great of you just quietly, and I don't doubt that you know how to do that. But I get what you're saying in the sense that you don't like the assumption someone makes that you're not capable.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I've got one that really worked me out too. Okay, and this kind of ties in because you're a very capable person. Imagine
Imagining.
Right? Go with me on this one.
Going.
Imagine having a child, raising that child to a point in their life, and then encouraging them to find a spouse or partner that will financially look after them.
Yeah.
How little do you think of your own offspring? How much time have you put into teaching that person how to be self-sufficient?
Well, that's at least what you should have been doing.
But
that's, I feel like we might be doing that a little bit more now in the recent generations. You know what I mean? Like, that's a very old school thing.
Yeah, no, you're right. It is a little bit more old school.
I think we're getting there a bit.
Yeah, we are. But I just feel sorry for young women in the sense that sometimes it's literally like they were encouraged to be stupid. Sorry.
Well, they were. Well, yeah, you're not wrong.
Just encourage, just led astray. Like, there are so many people out there that are just honestly a bit lost and confused.
Do you know what I lost?
Had they had that kind of grounding.
Do you know what I found out?
It's not just girls, by the way. It's men too.
I think Amy Shark put something on her Instagram recently about how she used to get called like, oh, well, are you going to go play that little show and like with your little guitar and little girl? And it's like just saying the word little in front of anything makes it less
demeaning.
It makes it's
just a backhanded compliment.
And so like that's a very old school, I would say. And like, so when you say they were encouraged to be stupid, it's just they were treated stupid.
Right. Yes. Yeah, you know, like they're not stupid. They just weren't reinforced to be self-positive and know your worth. Because like, okay, I saw this, I was walking Dens the other day and this couple of people were riding a bike up the road and this car that was honking at them like as he was driving past, being an absolute tool. And then they sort of got to this intersection and the bike rider was like, dude, what's your problem? Like, we're just riding. This guy slammed on the brakes, pulled up his gear stick, got out of the car and chased the guy on his bike. Then like, what'd you fucking say to me? I'll fucking kill you, rah, rah, rah. Anyway, that story is irrelevant. His poor girlfriend was sitting in the front of the car, bawling her eyes out, going, my boyfriend is an asshole. He's tooted these bike riders on purpose, got the response, slammed the brakes on and gone to essentially try to hurt someone.
Wow.
And I was like, imagine this poor person is dating this guy. How do you get out of that? Knowing full well that this guy, or this person I should say, is just a clicker.
Run.
How do you like it just, girl, honestly, it baffles me that that's something that people are attracted to in the first place because it's
What do you reckon about? What do you think about splitting the bill?
Yeah, for it. Also happy to pay. Kate and I live, like at the start I was, I'll pay for that, but we live a pretty equal,
after a while,
equal balance relationship.
I think it needs to be in line with also, I think...
No, it's more when you've been dating for a long time. It's just having date nights and still doing things.
No, totally. But you guys have a joint bank account now, and you might use stuff like that for date nights, right? Kind of.
Yeah, something like that would probably be used for a date night, or and also it could be like a my turn,
or like
her
an
turn,
oven.
or whatever. It doesn't necessarily have to be exact
or a fridge.
equivalent. Yeah, new oven. It doesn't have to be the. That's the other thing. People do things for people and expect the exact same thing or equivalent value back.
Yeah, well, what I was going to say was like I think the equality in terms of like finances between a couple should still be in line with the amount that is being earned.
Yeah.
You know,
totally.
Whether we dive into like discrepancy between pay, blah blah blah, but just basic like different industries have different salaries, and
well, the other tricky one is like people who don't want their spouse to get a job.
Well, that's a bit controlling, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's a whole different issue. That's super controlling.
That's an unhealthy relationship.
Have we spoken about? I can't remember because we've done 19 episodes and so much pretty cast. Did we talk about couples? And I think it's predominantly older couples where the man sits in the front of the car driving and she sits in the back.
Whoa!
Have you seen that dynamic? It's old school. I don't necessarily think it's.
I've never seen that in my life.
Are you serious?
No.
You'll see it now. I've just cracked a glass.
Are you
to
sure it's not a fucking Uber?
No. No. This is a fucking dynamic. And it could be a number of things. Either she doesn't like sitting in the front, okay? Either he doesn't want her in the front.
Do you know people like this?
I've seen multiple options, like in my life, where there is someone driving in the front and the partner. It's not an Uber. It's not a taxi. There's definitely a relationship there. These people live together where that person is sitting in the back seat.
How do you know that they're together?
Because why else would two people be sitting in a car that isn't an Uber or a taxi with one in the back?
How do you know they're not an Uber or a taxi?
Because it's not a taxi and it clearly doesn't have an Uber thing on it, and you can tell it's an older car, so it's not an Uber car.
Maybe it's anything else.
Nah, trust me.
I don't
There's
think
a dynamic
that there is a niche like dynamic of couples that sit front row, back row.
I'm saying that
if I'm tired,
there is a large portion of the world out there that we don't understand. And I'm telling you that in certain cultures, that might be a thing. And I find it bizarre.
Well, I find it bizarre if it exists.
Okay.
But I'm struggling to believe that that's a thing.
I can understand because you haven't seen it with your own eyes that you couldn't imagine that it would be a scenario. Because apparently I'm such a flagrant liar, and I've never.
I'm sorry you don't believe me.
But that's your problem.
Oh, girl.
Not mine. Oh,
get this gaslight out of here.
bitch, you can't bring that shit up on her. On that note, TPC, episode 18.
Oh, I don't know.
Pearl the girl.
It's Pearl.
Cairo. Thanks for listening to whatever.
Pearl?
It's Pearl. Okay. Thanks for listening to whatever this was. See you next week.
Bye.